What's up, everyone, and welcome to the 17th episode of the Envision Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Brad's Gaming, and as always, I'm joined by Clonch Joe
Hello, everyone.
and Triple Bravo.
Howdy, folks.
So we want to jump into this and gonna have our boy Joe here and Bravo too, because I just found out he played a little bit, but giving us the Kena Bridge of Spirits, their impressions of the game. I have not touched it, so I've seen a little bit of the gameplay from Joe though. So Joe, give us a rundown of it.
Yes, so super excited for this game. It's made by Ember Lab Studios. It's their first video game ever. They've done some animated films in the past of video games. They made like a Majora's Mask short film and some other game that I don't remember. But good lord, is this game pretty. I have it on the PS5. It's animated. It looks like a Pixar movie. Top to bottom, it feels like you're playing a movie. Overall, way more difficult of a game than I anticipated. It has, a nod to like that Dark Souls style combat experience, and it's really good. I, for one, like the challenge to it, so I, trying to bump the difficulty up as I go. But I know a lot of people out there throughout like the subreddit and whatnot are a little shocked at the difficulty and are bumping it down to like story mode because they thought they were getting like more of a kids game and run through it and just explore. But yeah, it's a tough game. I love the aesthetics. It's my favorite art style. And overall, story wise, is pretty good. I'm about 2/3, a little more than 2/3 through the game currently, based on what I expect to be 2/3. And I would like to know more about Kana than they give us information about, but you do learn about like the other characters in the world a little more in depth than her. And it's I'm trying to keep things spoiler free. I'm farther ahead than Bravo and don't want to go anywhere in that, and the game's not even a week old yet, so yeah, it's really, really good. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I plan to have it beat probably before this episode actually airs. And Bravo, let's hear your thoughts.
Joe said it pretty well. I would only add that it's if you've seen the game, it's a doggone Pixar film that you can play. It's so crazy. Uh, I I also found the difficulty strangely hard. And not bad. I like hard games, but I got to the first boss and I was sitting back chilling, and then I get into the fight and I died and I was like, huh, that's a little interesting. So I leaned forward, turned the hat backwards, get into the game. I'm only 2 bosses in right now, but that's because doggone Diablo came out and done nothing but play that game. But yeah, it's such a cool game. I can't wait to explore the rest of the world and see what these guys have to offer.
Just also for reference, I'm playing on PS5. Bravo is playing on PC, and visually doesn't look like we got too much difference. PS5 is probably a little more crisp than Bravo's computer based off of his stream that I seen.
Yeah,
but it's also hard to tell with like Discord compressing and whatnot.
No, I watched Joe through my phone streaming, and it looks better as far as like crispness and everything on his. But I have like not the best monitors. I don't have the best visuals to compare to, but Joe has a 4K TV and a PS5, so it definitely takes the cake there.
Also, one thing that I know a lot of people are unaware of with this game is $40. And it is incredible for that price. And I am super excited to see what these developers are able to put out,
Yeah.
5 games deep in their career, as opposed to this being the first.
You gotta give credit where credit's due as far as like the pocketbook goes. Sometimes developers just get the right price point. They could have released this game as a $60 game and probably not really felt too big of a punch from it, but maybe they took in the fact that it's their first game and they want to get this thing into as many people's hands as possible. Like they could make so many sequels out of this just in this universe. You know, building off
It's
this
massive.
new IP, because the main character, she seems like a wanderer. You know, like she could wander to the next area, the next story, and you wouldn't have to do a whole lot of creative thinking to make that happen canonically. But anyways, let's move on.
Only thing I was gonna add to from somebody who did not play it and has only watched Joe play is the game is absolutely gorgeous. Like, might be one of the best looking games I've seen this year.
It's
Honestly,
hands down the second prettiest game I've played, only behind the Demon Souls remake.
yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
So,
right up there with the Fist Forged in Shadow torch. It's just a great looking.
Get him out.
oh well. But what we're really here for is the Nintendo Direct that came out September 23rd. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm fast forwarding time. But
or rewinding. Way
Yeah.
Busy day for us, so it all kind of mushed together.
I don't know
Busy,
what
busy
I don't
day.
know. I don't know where I am right now. I'm somewhere. But yeah, so we can jump right into it. This was actually way larger, I think, than any of us expected.
Yeah, before it came out, you know, we all got to talking, and we're like, yeah, we should probably tune into that, like while we're playing games or something, you know, maybe mention it in the next podcast episode. And like, my DMs got blown up while it was happening live by some friends in the community, and and you know, it was basically like the alarms were going off, all hands on deck, everyone to the Discord. Let's go.
I want to put it this way. I've received 2 actual phone calls that I needed to be watching it.
So literally the only thing I knew about it was all of a sudden out of nowhere we're playing Diablo, because it came out, the direct was the same day as the release of Diablo, so we're all in on this, and then all of a sudden we hear Joe lose his damn mind. I'm like, what happened? So we all stop for a second and look it up. We're like, wow, this thing was a lot bigger. Well, we're gonna be covering this, I guess. But anyways, let's jump into the first thing. So the first thing they actually showed was a very short little trailer for Monster Hunter Rise. It looks like an expansion, Sunbreak. I don't know much about Monster Hunter stuff. Never got into them really. So anybody have an opinion here?
Not really.
So, okay, I played Monster Hunter World. That's the only one I've played. Really good game if you're into that type of thing. It's a JRPG. You're gonna be grinding. But I know the game is massive in Japan, particularly, and you know, as a whole, Monster Hunter series is becoming larger in North America. And Monster Hunter Rise is their Switch Monster Hunter. Everyone's been waiting for it. It came out a year or two ago at this point, maybe. I might be overestimating that. But the DLC looks pretty good, for my opinion. The world, it's kind of like that dawn dusk, so like that purplish orange color scheme seems to be the theme they're going with. The monsters look cool. They're like dragonish, but not like the Rathalos that's already in the games. It's like more like fantasy dragon, like the standard dragon that we think of whenever we mention the word dragon.
The European
it looks pretty good.
dragon.
There we
Yes.
go. That's the word. But yeah, it looks good. I don't plan on picking up Monster Hunter, as I've still never even finished Monster Hunter World. But for the fans of the series, it's a pretty big announcement.
Yeah, Monster Hunter is massive. I mean, Capcom itself is just a massive company. They do a lot of good things. If you're into it, you know, it's probably for you. I actually owned, well, because of the PlayStation Plus collection, I have the Monster Hunter World. I've just never installed it and tried it, but I always wanted to. Who knows? Got anything to add, Bravo, or we want to go to the next one?
No, let's just go to the next one. I'm not very experienced in that kind of game.
Yeah, okay. So the next one actually was Mario Party Superstars. And just from what I've seen, it looked like it's just Mario Party with some older maps in the game actually too.
Yeah.
So, like that they included, and some old, like, it looked like it was a reference to some of the old stuff. And it looks
It's not
fun.
a reference. it is like directly porting the old stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So,
it's like Mario 3D All Stars. It's just the
Mm.
Mario Party version.
Yeah.
okay.
They
Okay.
they announced this a little while back, and I I just can't get behind the Mario Party games. Like they're fun with friends, but I despise the catch up mechanics.
Mhm.
That's the only thing, man. That's
So the only thing for me that I think for Mario Party itself is it's a very fun franchise only with friends. And I don't know how it would be like online, but to
yeah.
me it's definitely a local couch competitive style game where you're just kind of messing around.
Mm-hmm.
Play with friends, play with family.
We
It's
Yeah.
we had a string of weeks where I guess everybody in the community was like we just feel co-opy, so we just played a whole bunch of Mario Party type games, and they're super fun. You know, the virtual couch was full, and we had a whole lot of fun. Joe somehow miraculously cheats every time, but it's fine. The catch up mechanics are there for me, I guess.
He cheats.
I
It's fine. Didn't sound didn't sound upset at all.
those games get real tense whenever we play
Yeah.
here in Discord.
Feel my
Like
blood pressure rising.
to the point where we don't talk to each other for a few hours or days after, and we'll like start strangling ourselves back into it. Like a few weeks, like another week passes. We're like, "You guys want to do another round?" I guess. But the Mario Party All Stars, whatever they're calling it, it's the 100 best mini games, I and 10 best maps from the history of Mario Party. They're charging $60 for it. It's just slapping a new coat of paint over some old stuff they already had. The only thing I think that looks actually pretty cool in it is they're adding a challenge mode where you play through mini games and have to beat scores or whatever, and like you get points based on beating around, and they're doing like a leaderboard to see who can get the most rounds in a row, which they announced during the direct, which I thought sounded pretty cool.
So we'll see who's the best at the bumper balls game.
Yep.
I'll be slapping everybody off there with Donkey Kong. But I I didn't realize it was called this. I don't know why. I thought it was like Mario Party something, and it said 100 in the title. I don't know why. I could be mixing up Mario Party games. But that is cool. I do remember actually this being announced. I think we probably covered it very briefly.
I think it was brought up during E3.
That sounds about right. Sounds about right. But the next game was called Voice of Cards, and it's like an RPG with cards and dice rolling. It's very very up my alley because I like my card stuff. But it didn't look like anything that was like mind blowing, but it looked cool enough. Right? It looked something like maybe you could try out. Don't know what the price point's going to be or anything, but anything that was neat for you guys.
Gave me Slay the Spire vibes, which I really enjoyed. Slay the Spire. It's a game I'll watch. Depending on price point, maybe pick it up, but it's not something that I'm like super antsy for.
All right, I hope one of you guys picks it up and streams it because I like the art style.
Well, if it comes to PlayStation, and depending on price point, I might grab it, but there is also a chance, spoilers, I might buy a Switch. But
Did you sell your Switch with at least like breaking even?
I sold it above probably what I mean. I bought the Switch like day one, but I sold it for a decent chunk of money for like the time being because it was before the announcement of the OLED and whatnot. So I definitely made like top dollar on the Switches because it was still
got rid of it like right as the peak from like everybody buying a Switch from the
Yeah.
situation, and like right before the restock came in. So he like made his money, and
Yeah.
yeah.
all the restocks came in
that's
and the
good.
prices plummeted.
Put it this way, for what I sold it for and what I can buy, because I'd end up buying a Switch Lite, I'm gonna be net positive money still
Yeah.
from it. So,
Well, I was gonna suggest just treat yourself and get that OLED.
Yeah, so the only thing for me is while it would be cool to have a nice, Switch that I can play on TV and everything, but I am almost 100% a handheld mode guy. Like to me, the Switch is I'm on the plane, I'm on vacation somewhere, I'm going on the couch,
In the
sitting.
bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the big old poop ski. I'm there for 45 minutes, sweating, just contemplating life from all the Taco Bell, and that could be it right there. So we're debating.
Okay.
I gotta think about it a little
Yeah.
bit because I
My dog on Switch sits on the charger, and then I go on a work trip like I did last week, and I play it for like 4 hours every day that I'm on my work trip. And then I come back, she goes on the charger, and
never been touched again
yeah,
until you
and
go on that trip.
randomly Joe's like, "You want to play a game of golf?" I'm like, okay, yeah, all right.
See, I only played it for Smash Bros. Ultimate, and my buddy he like fell off the freaking earth. So I I'm like, well, now it's just a paperweight. Might as well make the money off of it while I can. But anyways,
I
so
told him he would regret it. I want to make this very clear. I told him that something was going to happen and he was going to regret it. And then Diablo 2 came to Switch and he was Joe, have you played any more Diablo on Switch?
have you, by the way, while you're bringing it up, have you played any more of it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
It's pretty good. So
It's not good.
the big difference is you could have 12 skills ready to go at any time.
Oh.
A, B, X, Y, R, and ZR.
Mhm.
And then you hold left trigger and the same thing again. So you could have all the skills bound at once.
Jeez.
That's the biggest difference. Looting is a little awkward because you don't have like a mouse to click things, so you have to like walk around or like scroll through the list of them. It's the only differences.
No,
Interesting.
no looting and scooting. You gotta stop.
Yeah,
and
it's a little bit
pick it up.
slower looting, but that's it.
Yeah.
I don't have that problem because I pick up everything. So.
Oh, we know.
We know.
We know. Trust me. My lord.
Bravo had his inventory max like Act 1, and we're like, sir?
All I remember is we were in Act 5. And he's like, I gotta go back. I'm watching his stream because he's streaming it from his perspective. I look at the stream and he has like 4 damaged items that are white that sell for like 49 gold. I'm like, dude, we walk over gold more than this. Like, what is going on? He's cleaning. He doesn't want anything on the ground. He wants it very neat. Oh man, that was funny. Anyways.
I'm gonna make a character named Sweeper Bravo now. Just I'm sweeping, boys.
It's like that visceral cleanup game. You guys ever hear of that? Yep. Where you're dealing with the aftermath from the game and you're just going around rimming it up. That's Bravo. He's picking up all the loot. He's like, I gotta get the stuff off the ground for the next guy coming through. But anyways, so going on next, Disco Elysium. We ended up seeing this for the Switch coming out, and honestly, this is a like super in-depth RPG from what I know. Heard very good things about it. I feel like it's almost too in-depth for me, but I know this is like Bravo is like probably shaking his boots right now. He's getting so excited.
So I own this game.
Okay.
I've played it. It's in my Steam library. It is very, very in depth. So much so that you could replay this game, kind of like Diablo. You could replay this game a whole bunch, and a single decision alters the course of the rest of the game. If you want a story, if you want to read a book in video game form, it is this. It is an amazing game. Absolutely amazing game.
That's too much reading for me.
Yeah,
I haven't passed 3rd grade, so.
Would it make you feel better if I told you I've never even heard of it?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Honestly, I'm really not surprised. There's it's like this. You would never expect it. I just picked it up because it was on sale, and I was like, okay, cool, why not? And it turned out to be a really good game, and I if you like RPG, like really in-depth stories, you have to pay attention to what is being said and done because you're basically like a washed up detective. And you play this guy. So like the details that you listen to make the difference. That's all I'm going to say.
The only thing I know about this, which is mainly from Colin's Last Stand, the Sacred
Mhm.
Symbols podcast,
Mm-hmm.
he was talking about it. He wants to play the game, but he struggles because like I guess the developers are like basically publicly like just shout out like Karl Marx, and they have like a giant frame of him in their office and everything.
Oh yeah,
So like literally the only thing I know about it is the game is super in depth and that
that's weird.
it's super weird.
I
Yeah,
didn't know any of that. I just appreciated the game for what it was. I don't know.
yeah, it's what, but I don't know anything about it. I would just judge it based on the game, and I've heard very good things. So, um,
Yeah,
if you're into reading, go for it.
I feel like the ball of chaos here. Like you never know what game I'm gonna like attach to. You know, like I don't know. Here's this game that literally the whole world likes, and I'm like, I don't know about it. And then you
Yeah,
randomly mention this small game, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've played a whole bunch of that.
yeah. Bravo's played the one game that's like super obscure and well known. But anyways, so we'll
But he
move into
doesn't touch the
something.
big titles. He doesn't
Yeah,
touch
I
the
mean
big games.
he.
Yeah.
Resident Evil, never heard of it.
Yep,
Bravo.
never, not once.
Mm-mm.
I'm amazed he's played God of War, honestly. But we can move on here to something a little more up Joe's alley. So Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity, an expansion pass they showed off. So take it away, Joe, because I don't know anything.
Yeah, so Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is basically Dynasty Warriors in the Zelda verse. Age of Calamity being the Switch one, there was two others, I believe, on the Wii U and the DS. Basically, we're getting two DLC passes. You get the pass, and you get two DLC packs, excuse me, and add in some new characters. From what it sounded like, some new areas, weapons, and who doesn't want more characters to level up? I'm actually only on like the second mission of Age of Calamity. I literally bought it less than a month ago, and there's just been too many game releases coming up that I wanted to get my hands on, so haven't gotten around to it yet. But yeah, more content in the Zeldaverse. Sign me up, and that's about all I got. It looks good, and more content. We all like more content.
Yeah, going off what you said though, oh my god, talk about a time to be into video games. I feel like I'm just getting slapped upside the head.
Dude, it's
Oh,
been
yeah.
a rough week for me.
I don't even know what to do. I honestly don't. I'm moving literally in a few days, and it's I don't know what to do.
Brad's been training us of like how to do specific things in Diablo while he's gone to keep us busy.
Yeah, I need you to farm me up some loot. Let me know when you get it.
Text me every rune you pick up.
Yeah, let me know what you find, and I'll tell you what my thoughts are.
Well, I
I'll have
found
my
the one.
phone on me.
I found the one earlier and sent Brad a message, and like 2 seconds later, "Hey guys." I'm like, jeez, Brad.
I don't think you want to ask that of me, Brad. I'd be like, so I
You
picked
guys
up,
say Diablo?
I picked up this broken white axe. Please stop texting me.
What about
That was-
this? He sends me everything. A potion. Like, I picked up a minor health potion. What about this?
And then it's gonna end up with send it to Joe to approve. You can send it to me, and then I'm gonna get blown up.
Do you guys want this?
All right. So this one I thought was kind of neat because I'm pretty sure they had a racer like this on PlayStation 1. It was the Chocobo GP, which is basically the Final Fantasy Chocobos kart racer. Don't know if you guys caught this, but it just looks super cute.
Oh, that's what that's from. Okay, yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought the
they're-
guy looked like a little Vagar running around.
Yeah, so it's a little, it's based on the Final Fantasy universe. The Chocobos are just those little bird emu things. I don't know what they are exactly.
Yeah.
They're cute. You run around and They made a kart racer out of it. Why not?
Very.
It looks
Yeah.
cutesy. Fans of the Final Fantasy series are probably loving it, but I think it looks super, cool. The animations.
Mm.
Probably not picking it up until I start getting into my Final Fantasy phase, which I do have on my list.
Mm,
Yeah. Not for me. That's it.
yeah. We're gonna see when Joe decides to do his Final Fantasy. When he gets to that list, he's just not going to be around for about at least 6 months because he's going to be so ingrained.
I'm just saying, at the end of October, I might not be around for 6 months.
that too. So, anyways, I thought this was cool. There really wasn't any information other than October 5th. We're going to be hearing the final Smash Bros. Character. And supposedly, this is the final character overall. And maybe that means they're working on a new one. Maybe not. I don't know. What is your guys' speculation as to what the final character could be? And also, what do you want it to be?
I'll
Well.
go first. I need to think.
Oh man. Final character. I think it's just gonna be another
Fire Emblem?
Fire Emblem character, just like a random random NPC or something like hey, here you go. Or they're gonna like flip a 180, dive into the multiverse, and it's gonna be like Aang, like the Avatar. And they're like, here you go, guys. We partnered with so and so to make this happen. So enjoy that. And we're all like, oh, thanks. It's kind of dumb, but all right.
Yeah, I'd say that is probably unlikely just because they have that
No,
Nickelodeon one.
I was just joking.
But no,
I
It could
really
be-
don't know.
it could be super easy to see them just dropping a Fire Emblem character and be like, all right, we're lazy. We don't want to do this anymore. See you later.
Yeah. What's the main character from Winback? What's his name?
Stop it! Stop it! You're
Average,
spoiling
average
things.
Joe.
Yeah, that guy. The Winback main character is going to be in there for whatever reason.
All right. How about you, Joe? What? I guess either one. If you don't have something that you think might be like, what would you like to see?
So, I don't have like an exact. I don't think of what I would expect. I think if it's the last character, I expect them, and it's just one they're releasing. I expect it to be a banger.
Hopefully.
No.
I don't know all the characters that are in the game currently, but
No, bro. It's Nintendo.
I know.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna be like Piranha Plant 2.
Yeah, it's Nintendo. They're gonna be so
Goomba.
they're gonna be so off the wall. You're gonna have to look up the character. Who is this?
So I don't really have like what I expect. What I would like is to see like Germain from Skyward Sword, the boss in that. I know he's a really popular character from the Zelda franchise, so it would fit and be a banger, in my opinion. And I'm sure a lot of other Nintendo characters are fans. So that'd be my guess and hope, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I would say, I don't know. If I were to take a random guess, and I doubt it realistically. I think they're done with it, but maybe they'll throw a new Pokemon in there. I don't know, but probably not.
I just feel like if it's a single one, it has to be something big.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Pokemon's obviously big. Realistically, I want it to be from either Mario, Zelda, maybe Pokemon, but I think Pokemon's even kind of lower than that for me. But I guess, is there anything from Donkey Kong left? I can't really think of anything.
Grandpa Kong. Or
Yeah,
whatever his
give
name-
me Cranky, baby.
Lanky. I want Lanky Kong.
Oh, Lanky.
They
He
put-
does dirty things. I've seen him.
They
His arms.
they put
touching
Minecraft
things you don't want.
they put Minecraft Steve into
He's in the
Smash
game.
Bros. Right? So
Yeah.
what they can do literally anything. They just put some rando in there. You'll never know.
I've heard the few that they've said is like Master Chief, Doom Guy.
Mm.
I've heard even
Um,
Kratos.
Yeah, I would say the biggest one I think has made sense since day one, and I really wish that they would make it is Crash Bandicoot.
That would be
It
pretty
just
cool.
it just
All right,
makes so much
all
sense.
right.
But
Here's my actual guess. Okay, 100% Keanu Reeves.
oh,
His different abilities are just his different characters from different movies, um, and he just wins. It's gonna be crazy.
alright. Anyways, so that was fun. So going next, we have a game that I was not sure what it was going to be just from the film reel that was going on. It was a it looked like, a the ruins of a city, and it gave me Last of Us vibes. You seeing like these, it was a city, and all of the moss and vines growing on the buildings and everything. I'm like, this is like a cell shaded Last of Us they're making. Holy crap! And here comes Kirby sucking everything up with his big old mouth. Yeah, baby, that
Oh
mouth do.
boy. Oh
And
man.
Kirby in the Forgotten Land, the 3D Kirby game. It looks super cute. I said cute really weird. And
Here,
Cute.
and
You're a little
honestly, I
cute.
I liked it though. I really liked it. I thought it was cool. I don't have much to add. I mean, it's a 3D Kirby game. We haven't seen a Kirby game, I feel like, in a while. There was like that weird fighter game that they released on the Switch that was free to play.
I thought that the graphics and animation didn't seem very like polished. Like they were almost like too crisp. It was very strange. But they said that it wasn't like final game footage or whatever. So I'm not trying to like overly critique it or whatever. But the 3D Kirby uh, open world type stuff, like all day. That's just something you chill on the couch and you go explore and see what Kirby turns into when you eat a trash can or whatever.
Yeah. It's definitely something I could see myself playing like on the go handheld mode, which
Well,
is another reason
everything.
why I like a lot of the Nintendo games. I do feel like they play well handheld.
what about on the King's Throne?
Even better,
Yeah, you just for 45
You
minutes
said on the go.
on the go.
Taco Bell.
I think the game looks cool. I've never played a Kirby game, like period.
Ever?
Never, none.
None.
Dude.
All right, let me give you
And
two recommendations.
I'm like almost a Nintendo fanboy, and I've never played a single Kirby game.
Let me give you two
Wow.
recommendations: the NES game
Mhm.
and the N64 game.
You
100%.
want to know something even funnier?
Hmm.
They're sitting right over there.
You own them too?
Yeah.
My lord.
When I was a kid, I loved playing Kirby because I didn't know what he would turn into. So I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat this thing, and I'm gonna learn these abilities." And like it was so cool to just run around and eat stuff and become different things. It was very creative. Again, Nintendo being like weirdly creative and having all these strange things is very cool.
Yeah.
I'll
So
probably give this one a try. Honestly, from taking a look at it, it looked pretty good.
if I end up getting the Switch, I will too. Definitely.
You're getting a
But more
Switch, so we
More
can
like
all
when you get a
play.
Switch.
Yeah, we can
When
all
I-
play
Things.
together.
Things together.
You're
They're
gonna-
coming.
One
Bravo's
of
tried
you
to spoil it
two-
like 3 times.
One of you two are sending me something. Anyways, you're sending me a Switch. I don't care. So next up, we have an announcement of an Animal Crossing Direct in October. Didn't really say much other than that, I feel. So doesn't do much for me.
I referred to the only person in the community that likes Animal Crossing enough, and she
To still
said,
play that one.
"Yeah, she said that. Oh, look, they're finally adding things that were in the original game or the old game to this game," and that's very. That's very 2021 developer of
Well,
them.
There's not much you could say because I mean, Animal Crossing literally demolished everything in 2020.
Mhm.
It was a juggernaut.
That game was so hyped at release, and I was like, "There's no way I'm getting Animal Crossing." And then like it just kept going up and up, and I'm like, "I'm about to buy Animal Crossing."
I bought
I
it.
can't. And then
Yeah.
I
I
bought
bought
it
Animal
digitally
Crossing.
and I played it for about 4 hours, and I was like, "This is
played-
the dumbest thing."
4 days, got all the different plants, never touched it again. That's all I did. Is everyone I knew who got it, I was like, hey, what trees you got? Apple trees? I haven't got apples yet. Let me have one, and I'll give you an orange.
He's got a pair.
Yeah, I
I
watched.
think I got cherries off Brad.
I watched all you guys get super into that game, and like even people I was working with were playing it like on their break. You know, they weren't smokers, but they were going on smoke breaks. You know, to play this game, and like over the course of like I think 5 days, it really like just tanked. Where they were like, "There's nothing
You can
to
see
do.
who the real fans were after
Mhm.
those.
What do we
couple days.
do?"
I think it literally was just the timing. So the
It was
world
right
just
at one lockdown. Yep.
yeah, lockdown hits, world shuts down. Everybody's like, I don't know what to do. Game releases, and it's
Animal
like,
Crossing releases like the next week, and it's just
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
so big asterisk there. Perhaps if the world had gone on as normal, it would have taken Joe like 2 weeks to do what he did in like a couple days.
yeah, I wouldn't have even
Don't
purchased
doubt
it.
me,
I'll tell you that
brother.
right now.
I don't know.
You've watched me beat games way longer than that in less than 2 weeks.
I don't know. I've never played the game, but maybe, you know.
I'll tell you right now. I wouldn't have picked it up. It was kind of like one of those things where the world was just in like disarray. Nobody knew what to do, and it was like, oh look it, you could be a cute little animal, and I'm gonna go.
Have
I'm
an
gonna go
island.
butterfly hunting. I'm gonna catch some stuff. I'm gonna, I need something to unwind my mentality. I'm so like the negativity needs to go away. And then I got Nook over here, trying to take my house from me for 1 million bells, and he's, I got to sell myself on the market just to pay my rent.
What's the stock market in that game?
The
Is that
turnips.
even?
Turnips, yeah.
My favorite thing is like I got the game and I was like, oh yeah, me and my sister will play it, and then I found out like we each had to share the island, and I named my island Hentai Haven. Awkward conversation to have.
What is that? I don't know.
I saw it on the internet.
All right, Brad. What's the next one?
Yeah, moving on. So we got the Mario Golf update. With basically all I noticed from it were 2 courses and 2 new characters.
Yep.
So
if
Funny.
you're keeping track, critics out there, that puts this a greater number of courses than the previous games. So feel free to take your bad review and shove it. That's all.
only negative is it took a little while, but
It
all
took
good.
a little while, but it's fine. It's free.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Free,
is the
and
big
it was
part.
released literally the day that they did the direct. Like it was already like live update as they were announcing it.
Yeah. Which I do
good
love
old-
that.
The good old Nintendo thing. It's just like we don't tell you nothing, and then it's out.
I wouldn't be
and you're just
surprised
like,
half the
what?
stuff's already out.
You say that, but I'm gonna call back to that in a little bit.
All right. So other than that, moving on. So we had a Disney Magical World 2, which was just a cute Disney game for kids, clearly.
First off, it's not just for kids. All right.
It's just for kids.
I am a Disney fan.
All right, Joe, take it away. What do we got?
Did you play this on the 3DS?
No,
Do you know anything about this?
there's Disney characters in it,
Ooh.
and it
All right.
looks animated and cool. But I'm like actually interested to see like what it is, because I know there's like what's the one on PlayStation called? Kingdom Hearts. Everyone is like loves those games. I've never played them. I want to, but this one's just like all Disney, and I'm super.
It has the
interested in
Mii's
Disney.
in them. So you like your
Okay,
Mii
hold
that you
on.
created?
Yeah, but did we see like any Nightmare Before Christmas in this game?
I didn't notice that.
Because if there
but-
is, then I'm probably gonna get it after it drops to like $20 a month.
After it drops to $1.
like a month after release, when it's like $20, maybe.
So yeah, it's probably not much for us to really talk about for that one. It was just something it really wasn't even that long.
A little
shown, but
Disney RPG. What it
yeah.
looks like to me.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the fans of Toontown. You guys remember that game?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Maybe
Yeah.
the fans of Toontown will like this.
So moving onward, we have the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic port coming to the Switch. So this is the old game. And all three of us said the exact same thing before we started this of, well, I don't see any reason why to buy this because we got the remake coming out. And I'll
Mhm.
skip this one.
Exactly.
Anybody else got anything else to add?
No.
Honestly, it depends on price point for me because I do like to play. If there's a series, I like to play the original before I play the new one. And if this comes out and it's like a $50 game, nope. If it comes out and it's like $10, then I'll probably pick it up.
Yeah.
If it's $10, I will pick it up. If it's $15, I will flip a coin. To
If it's
pick it up.
$20, not picking
If
it
it's $20, you keep your money.
$5.
If it's $5, probably not. They need to.
$5,
They need to
flip a
properly.
coin.
They need to properly value their games.
It needs to be free to play. So this would actually surprise me. Okay. We got to see Dying Light 2, the cloud version. Okay. So this is coming to the Switch. It's a streamable only version of Dying Light. Dying Light 2.
Is it?
Excuse me.
Is it 2? I thought from what I saw, it was the Dying Light Platinum Edition, the first game.
Yep. So
It's both.
they have Dying Light 2,
Okay.
the cloud version, and then they have Dying Light Platinum Edition that showed right afterwards. So you're getting
Okay.
both games at some point.
Yeah, so this confused me because they what is the other thing they announced it as? Like
Stay human.
Stay
Yeah.
Human. Yeah,
So
they
Dying
said
Light
that. I'm like,
2
I've never even heard of this series. And then they're like Dying Light, and I'm like, wait, did I miss something?
I don't know if
Are
it's
these
like a
the same game?
subtitle or something, like if it's
Okay.
Dying Light 2 Stay Human, maybe
Yeah.
Okay.
it might be because like they mention it that way, which I'm not sure, but
Yeah. So
I
Dying Light
don't know.
2: Stay Human is a 4-player online co-op game.
Yeah, that's like the next Dying Light.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And then the Platinum Edition is a separate thing that they talked about.
Okay.
yeah,
I just got confused of how they like displayed it. It was like Stay Human, and then it was named something after that, and I got confused. Okay, I'm on the same page now.
yeah. I'm just interested honestly because so in Japan, I believe only they've been doing these like cloud version of games where they're clearly just too big for a Switch to actually handle. And they have these servers, the bigger computers that you basically stream from. And this is, I think, the first one coming to the United States that we're going to be dealing with. But
So the problem with cloud streamed games in America will be your ISP. If you
Right.
start streaming a game, even if it's to the Switch, I'd like to see the traffic on there. But if you stream a game to the Switch, you're talking about gigs of information over the course of an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long you're playing this game. Your ISP is going to see that traffic and soft cap your bandwidth, and your quality is going to go down, not only of your game, but after they soft cap you, that usually for most ISPs that last for the whole month, and then they reset for the next month. So your kids stream games, they stream shows. You play this thing, it caps on the 10th of October. Guess what? The 11th through the 30th, you can barely stream YouTube. And that's the biggest limitation in America is because of our all that ISP stuff.
And that's why these games of this type are popular in the Japans and the Koreas because their internet service is so much more optimized.
Their minimum is our maximum. Like it's crazy the difference in speeds and whatnot.
yeah, mine is actually going to go up when I move, which is kind of surprising. Which we will see because the provider, I hear nothing but negatives, being Frontier, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, so the next thing they ended up showing was Triangle Strategy. This is that Square Enix game that we saw, I believe, at E3, and it's basically, if you guys remember Octopath Traveler back
Hmm?
a couple of years back, the RPG they
Yeah,
made.
yeah.
It's basically the same art style, but this is a Final Fantasy Tactics like game, essentially. So Tactics RPG, pretty cool. I think these games look awesome. I've actually never played an actual version of one of these, but I'm interested. How about
So
you guys?
I've never played Final Fantasy Tactics, but I was under the impression it was more of like an auto chess game.
No, this is like
Mhm.
Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah,
I'm not a
yeah.
fan of
I don't know
the.
what else to say other than that
Yeah.
because like there's nothing else I
Yeah,
have to compare to.
I'm not informed enough to make a decision.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not a fan of this art style or the game type, so I'm just gonna zip my mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I know we have some community players who were big into Octopath, so I have to ask them for some more information in regards to this.
Yeah. So we'll just move to the next one because this is definitely bigger. Metroid Dread was shown, and they pretty much just showed a little bit more of it. They went in depth, I think, of some of the areas and whatnot, from what I remember. And it still looks good. I mean, it looks like Metroid. I don't know. I think, as I said, if I end up getting the Switch, I would maybe pick it up. But
I won't.
Yeah, I'm.
it's the art style, huh, Joe?
It's a 2D platformer. I just can't do modern ones.
Yeah, we've talked about it in the past, so I might pick it up, but it's leaning more towards the no.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess that wasn't as big as I expected. I thought we were going to talk a little bit more because it's Metroid.
Yeah, if it was like a Prime game, like
Yeah.
the first person or whatever, I'd be 100% more interested. But
All right,
just
well
we can't do
then,
platformers.
let's skip this and let's get to the actual big news here. This is by far the biggest news of all, and they announced a new membership plan for the Nintendo Switch. Okay, and they don't have a price point or anything, but they announced that they're adding Nintendo 64 Classics and Sega Genesis Classics. So I will run down the list of games very quickly of the N64 Genesis stuff, and
It's
I
on
will.
release. Would you
Yes.
go-
And we'll talk about the ones that are releasing, and then
And
we'll
by
go back to the
releasing-
ones that are coming out afterwards.
Just do
Okay,
one
and-
console at a time.
Okay.
and then
So-
releasing late October was their time frame. That's all we got.
So
I don't care
would
how
just
much it is.
I would just say my guess is it's probably going to be another because realistically, Nintendo's cheap. It's $20 a year.
Yeah, it really
Just-
is.
So what if they doubled it, $40 a year?
Yeah,
I mean that's still less than what PlayStation and I think Xbox do.
I have the family pack or whatever, and it's like 36 or something. I can't
Yeah.
remember. I just pay it yearly. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Just saying. I'd pay $40 a month for what they're doing.
Yeah. All right. So we'll do N64 the games, talk about it. We'll do the Sega Genesis games, talk about it, and then we'll do the releases that are coming out that they've announced that are not coming out day one though. So for the N64, we have Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Star Fox 64, Yoshi's Story, Ocarina of Time, Winback, Mario Tennis, Dr. Mario 64, and then the Japanese game that they showed, which none of us knew until Joe looked it up, was Sin and Punishment. So, Joe, how are your pants doing right now?
Not good. Not good. So this, my friends literally called me while we were playing Diablo and were like, "Joe, did you watch the direct?" And I'm like, "No, why?" And they're just like, "Stop what you're doing and watch it." And I'm like, nothing could possibly be that big.
I
I care about.
just want to say, looking at the lineup, how many games are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
9?
7, 8, 9 games as of right now. And realistically, I mean,
No. I have
Dr.
to, I have
Mario-
to step in. It's 8 games plus win back. Okay.
hey, whoa. These are shots getting fired right here.
All right,
I don't know what's going
story
on.
to win back. Brad actually played this game on what? The PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2?
Okay, so I have it on PlayStation 2. I streamed this a long time. It's a
Almost
game.
a year ago now.
Yeah, it was probably about a year ago. I streamed it on Twitch. Joe is with me. There's By the way, I think the guy in the stream that was fighting Joe probably is the reason why this is in.
I swear that guy liked this game so much he had to be a developer.
He
You
had
can't
to.
convince me otherwise.
So we were playing it, and it's a very
Bad game.
mediocre at best.
No,
I have a very high
this
tolerance
is
of bad games.
the worst game I have ever seen.
It's comically bad, right? Like it's so
Yes.
bad you're like you laugh at the things that happen in the game and you just move on. But
And
Uh,
this guy
yeah.
was just arguing with me that no, this is good. Like this is PS2, man. And I'm like, yes, it's PS2. That's what my complaint is.
But you have to put on your marketing hat here. And you're like, you know, you're in the conference room with all the big wigs at Nintendo, and they're like, all right, team, what games have you come up with to sell this new expansion pack of the online platform that is Nintendo 64? And they're like, Super Mario 64, Classic, Mario Kart, yeah. And then there's one guy who's like, you know, puts up his notes, looks left, right. He's really worried because he knows what he's about to do, but it's his favorite game ever. And he's like, win back. And he tries to say it like under his breath a little bit.
Like,
and they're like, what was
where's
that?
Wave Race? Where's Wave Race? That's where I want to know.
I seriously, Bravo, play that config music.
But Ocarina of Time is finally coming to the Switch. The N64 version, thank God, not the 3D, even though the 3D was good for what it was.
Mhm.
But it's the original version. And good Lord, did I go full little kid in the middle of our Diablo playthrough
Yes. So
as soon as I was told.
I realistically though, man, I think the biggest announcement. I know Joe's gonna say it's definitely Ocarina of Time. Freaking online multiplayer for these games, I think, just pushes it way over the edge too. Okay, the fact that I can play now Mario Kart 64 with Bravo and Joe online, and I'll throw a blue shell at Bravo, and then he'll never talk to me for the week.
The fact
Right.
that me and Brad can play Mario Kart online from the
Yes.
comfort of our rooms with Bravo here judging.
Yep. I'll get the.
Bravo a can of Pepsi or something.
I will
It's-
say that is going to be really fun. We should probably set up like a Discord thing, you know, like every Friday night we get together with everybody and play Mario Kart or something.
Mhm.
I think it'd be really cool.
This is what I was saying, that while there's definitely been other announcements too, but this was the announcement that's pushing me to probably buy the Switch. Like by the time this release, like it releases of what I mean is the service. By the time it releases, I probably will have a Switch to play it, and
And we're gonna have Brad finally play through Ocarina of Time. It's
Mhm.
gonna happen.
gosh, I did
Dragged
so.
me through Diablo 2. Now it's his turn. I said this was gonna happen.
Yeah,
and
but the
he
thing
said,
is,
yeah, I'll do
this.
it.
Here's the thing. You got to play with me.
I'll
You're
play
not.
Ocarina with
You're
you.
not guiding me through
I
Ocarina
will
of Time.
sit here right with you and go through every step of the way.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll say that's worth it. I did want to mention, so I'll announce one other thing that they did say, and I think this is huge. Wireless Nintendo 64 controller also purchasable for the Switch. Okay.
I'm so excited to get my hands
They
on it.
better print enough of these. That's all I'm saying.
There's no way. They
They need to tell
They
me
are-
when they're coming out so
I
I
know.
can beat the bots.
are
I need
horrible
to-
at that. No matter how many they have prepped to sell, they will not have enough, and then they won't come out with them again for 6 fucking months. I'm sorry, 6 months. And it's ridiculous.
I'm
Bravo's
just saying,
very passionate about that.
the Skyward Sword release, like with the Joy-Cons and the Amiibos, how they're supposed to be limited, those things are everywhere right now.
Mhm.
It's, to me though, it's just one of those things. I know it's going to be a little bit harder to find. They're not going to be, at least I think, because I'm remembering the NES controllers when they originally announced it. You had to order them online on Nintendo directly.
Completely fine with me.
So it's not going to be as easy, which makes me think they're not going to be as available. as like the Joy-Cons, because the Joy-Cons were everywhere. You could go to Walmart and buy them.
I do
Will
have
state-
to insert my opinion here on
Go ahead.
the lineup. It's a very strange lineup. Jokes aside about Winback, Mario Tennis, okay, it's iconic, maybe not really my cup of tea. Dr. Mario 64, I would rather replace that with the Wave Racer or doggone GoldenEye or like something. You know, there's so many games out there. Like
they're gonna struggle to get. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll get to that. I was gonna say they're gonna struggle. I think with GoldenEye because Rare made it, but we already have confirmation that they're probably not going to because we got Banjo coming. So
yeah, I'm trying to think of other like multiplayer games.
dude, GoldenEye
Oh,
online
give me some-
multiplayer. Oh
dude,
my God.
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Mario Golf. There's a Star Wars racing game that's not too bad.
Episode 1 or whatever. Yeah, that actually
Racers.
that's on PlayStation 4, which is surprising. I only know that because I saw some guys streaming it.
Yeah,
What other Donkey Kong 64?
is
Surprised
Turok
that's-
is Turok a multiplayer?
Yes, it is. I believe there's split screen, but
Yeah.
that game's kind of rough.
Yeah. But Wave
So
Racer, you've got all kinds. Wasn't there
I'm
a
really interested in the control schemes they're setting up. I wonder if that's what they're having some issues with, because, like, you know, if you guys have played any of the shooter games lately, it was one stick for aiming and moving.
Oh, it's brutal.
Yeah,
Absolutely
and
brutal.
I wonder if that's what they're having some issues with, because there are like no shooters outside of Winback on this list. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
I wonder if they're having some issues with control setup.
And they can blame the bad shooting on the game, and we're onto something. Yeah.
All right. So if let's just say they're going to modernize the controls, and you have the option, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, you can go
I'm taking
classic
the old
mode,
ones every time.
you can go classic GoldenEye or modern. I think that's just a good thing for increasing the player pool, because there's going to be a lot of people that jump in, like if they do GoldenEye, that's saying there's going to be a lot of people that jump in and they forgot, oh man, there's only one stick. This is rough, and they're going to
boy.
play like one game and they'll never play it again.
Yeah. Do you guys know anything about the Sin and Punishment game?
No.
I only know it's like an on rails shooter game,
Oh.
and they made a sequel to it on the Nintendo Wii. That's the only thing I know. It's very popular in Japan. I do know that much, and it's supposed to be decent. But going off what Bravo said, realistically, the lineup I would say is just Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Star Fox, Yoshi Story, and Ocarina of Time. The other games, I mean, are very mediocre. Winback is just a legend itself, but yeah.
So, Ocarina of Time obviously is enough for me to pay for this for a ridiculous amount of money.
I feel like basically between Mario 64 does not sell it because you have that collection now.
Yeah, I own the collection already, so that
Yeah.
literally is a game I already have access to.
I would say the only two that sell it for me are online multiplayer of Mario Kart 64 and Ocarina of Time. And that's
100%.
and that's enough to sell it. Realistically, you only need those two. But let's actually move on, because we could talk about that all day.
Yeah, we could.
But we do
We've
have
been
more.
asking for it for how many episodes now?
I gotta
pretty much
say-
it daily.
There's a Nintendo exec that listens to our podcast because we brought this up weeks ago.
Mhm.
You know, and we were dogging on Nintendo, like, you guys don't like money. All you have to do is put Ocarina of Time, put it behind a paywall, and we will all buy it. Literally, all of us
We'll
will buy
spend
it.
so much
And,
money,
and they
and
gave
I will
us
force feed
yeah.
it to Brad.
they gave us more than what we asked for, because they basically put Ocarina of Time behind a paywall, added some sprinkles in there that we may or may not eat, and there you go. And
Watch it.
as a matter of fact, Winback is on there specifically because we crapped on it. I am
Doing a
convinced.
Let's Try.
I am convinced they are listening to our podcast, and they're like, this is a little Easter egg. Like we know, like we're listening.
Wait a minute. I cracked the code. I cracked the code. Bravo is a super genius, but I just cracked the code. Smash Bros. More the chicken.
Oh my
If
god.
Smash Bros. Mort the Chicken is on there, I am suing Nintendo for something. I don't know.
Every penny they got.
I'm going to America, the Nintendo America headquarters, and I'm just gonna take the biggest dump you've ever seen
I will.
on their front lawn.
I don't have
They'd be
social
arrested.
media, but I will make every single social media account I can and just like blast it out there with tinfoil hat on and everything. Like Nintendo's watching me. They've got bugs in my computer and they're doing all this stuff. We predicted Mort the Chicken months ago. It'll be crazy.
It's in Biggles.
They
Got it in Biggles.
Goes in Smash.
Oh man, he's just in the background walking, attacking ladybugs in the air. Oh man, but we're gonna get back to the N64 when we talk about the games that are gonna be coming out later on after the release. So we'll move to the Sega Genesis stuff. A little bit more underwhelming, but it's also Sega Genesis, so it's not surprising. There were
Watch your
some
mouth.
decent.
Golly.
There were some decent bangers. Well, let me know which games you're like dying for these over here. Okay.
First off, I just bought a Sega Genesis like
I didn't
2
say
months
there's
ago.
nothing wrong with Sega Genesis.
You just did say there was something wrong with the Sega
Quit-
Genesis.
quit
All I
teasing.
said is compared to the N64.
Okay, that's fair, but it's not fair.
All right, hit us with that
Alright.
list.
All right, so we got Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra Hardcore, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
All three
Echo-
of these are bangers.
Really? You like Dr. Robotnik's? I thought it was alright.
Yeah, all three of those games are good.
All right, Echo the Dolphin. What do you
That
think of
game
that?
is so
Oh,
popular,
man.
and I
Echo
have
the
no idea why.
Dolphin.
I've never played
Who
it,
likes it?
but I see that game everywhere.
Yeah. Who is the one that's like, petitioning for Echo the Dolphin? That's
It's the
who's in
same
Smash.
guy.
Yeah. The guy
It's the
that
same
was
guy.
it was Todd. Todd from Nintendo. He's the only. Here's the thing. There's a language barrier. That's what I've come to the conclusion. Some guy named Todd. It was all Japanese people, and Todd's just sitting there, and he was like, "Win back and Echo the Dolphin," and they were like, "Whatever he said, put it in because we need America."
What is this? Like, no, this game is strange.
I've seen that game. It's literally everywhere. Everyone
It's-
I've ever seen with a Genesis has Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah.
They're
don't
probably
understand.
giving
So
it out
popular.
for free.
By the way, we just lost all of our viewership because everybody loves Echo the Dolphin.
And I'm the only one sticking up for him.
Oh man. Anyways, Golden Axe, which is
Good
nice.
game.
Gunstar Heroes, Musha, I've never heard of that. Phantasy Star 4, Ristar, Shining Force, Shinobi 3, Sonic 2, Streets of Rage 2, and Strider.
Streets of
So-
Rage 2, Sonic 2, both
Yeah.
selling points for me.
I will say it's a little underwhelming compared to the N64 just because the N64 hit us with such big games. But the only ones that I really feel like are misses are Echo the Dolphin, Musha, just because I don't really know what it is.
Just in case we still have one viewer, we want to make sure you know we hate dolphins.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this. I have a plush of a dolphin, and I make my cat fight it every day. Just in preparation that one comes
Jesus.
up my stairs.
Oh my goodness.
If it-
Biggles is ready.
So back
He's
on
ready.
topic, gentlemen. the Castlevania. Oh man, I really want to play that game.
Mhm.
And Golden Axe is an amazing arcade game. So to be able to finally play it without having to spend $1.50, like, sign me up. Apparently, I mean, I will probably be playing $1.50 because it's like a subscription, but still,
Here's-
I'm gonna play
Yeah,
it.
it's not $1.50 you have to pay every time you die.
Yeah, I don't have to carry real money in my pocket to like put in this ancient machine to play this game. Like, it's gonna be good. Golden Axe is a really good game.
Yes,
I
it
don't
is.
know about the other games. I'm excited to try the Fantasy Star. Rystar looks weird, so maybe give that a shot. I'll probably give Echo the Dolphin a shot just to
You'll
see
regret
what
it.
the hype's about. Streets of Rage 2 looks like a Double Dragon knockoff, so I'll probably give that a shot. Like, this is a solid like hour, 2 hours of playtime here.
All right, let me. The only thing of I guess why I feel like this is underwhelming, and I don't know if you guys thought about this. So there is a Sonic Sonic Genesis. No, the Sega Genesis. I don't know what it's called actually. Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection is actually the name. It's on the PlayStation 3, and I would say about 75% of these games are on that. So, and Streets of Rage 2, by the way, is considered like one of the best beat 'em up games of all time. It's like Golden Axe. So, but the only difference is the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection has like 35 games or so, roughly. The only thing is like Castlevania's not on it, Contra's not on it, and I'm not sure about Phantasy Star
I
4
don't think so.
and Musha, but the rest of them, I almost positive are all on that collection.
Yeah,
So
I do have to give them a negative review for not putting Earthworm Jim on this list because why would you not?
and
Isn't there
Vector
a
Man,
new Earthworm Jim coming out?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think there is.
I wonder if they ran into like some IP issues in that
Maybe.
situation.
Also, they have. Doesn't Sega Genesis have Mega Man type game? I guess they do have quite a few Mega Man games out there
Yeah,
already.
I was gonna say Mega Man's already
Yeah.
all over the Switch.
Okay, all right, forgiven.
So the only positive in the pass I will give for them is that you get the online capability too. So if we wanted, we could play Golden Axe all together.
Dude, it's gonna be insane.
So yeah, that is also a really big positive. And just like I said with the N64, there is a Genesis controller. Strangely decided to only go with the 3-button one.
Yeah, I'm not a
Um,
fan of that, but
Yeah, I mean it's old school. That's what I remember from when I was a kid, but it is what it is. Anything else you guys want to mention from here?
Nope, roll on through, Papa.
All right, so finally, the last part, which is also extremely exciting. It's the games that are coming to the N64 Classic. I guess I'm just going to call it that because I think that's basically what it is. The classic games coming on Switch. We've got Majora's Mask, Mario Golf, Pokemon Snap, F-Zero X, Kirby 64, Paper Mario, and Banjo Kazooie.
I want to point out, as a collector, these games are like big money to get
Oh,
your
yeah.
hands on physically. And I am hoping that this makes those prices tank.
Except for Ocarina
tank.
of Time, because you
Dude, I
shelled out
don't
of it.
care.
You think it'll make them tank? I think it would increase people's interest
awareness.
in those games again, and all the millennials that are like 30 years old now, and maybe a little bit older, they're gonna say, "Oh man, I remember this game. I gotta go buy it and physically have it to put on my shelf and blah blah blah," and prices are gonna skyrocket.
I think it's going to do the exact opposite. I think people are going to be like, why would I go buy it for an N64 when I could have it on the Switch portably?
It's happened both ways. And it depends on the IP. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but there was usually when a game comes out, if it's like a remaster or anything, it will depending on the game, it sometimes goes up, sometimes it goes down. Obviously I think the more popular games, it makes it go up. So I have a feeling like Zelda stuff and Mario will probably go up from it. But baby, win back. Probably get that bad boy for like $5.
Even
Well,
if the
tell you.
demand isn't there, like the actual like physical demand of the game, a bunch of people that are just resellers of these products, you just tack the price up anyways, and people will
Mhm.
buy it.
Well, there's a big issue with that in the game collecting
Yes,
community right now, so.
I have several pictures that I've shared with you guys about that.
But
Yeah, it's-
realistically, it doesn't affect me, regardless, because one, I already got my Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition as well as Majora's Mask Collector's Edition, both complete in box. I don't ever plan to sell either of them, so it doesn't make a difference to me if it goes up or down. I just want to see the prices come back to earth on games in general.
I honestly like the fact that now I have a good way to play on an HD screen N64 games because
And Paper Mario in particular, dude,
Mhm.
I'm not paying like $120 to get that game.
It was one of those things that's why I ended up getting rid of a lot of my N64 collection, because I don't have a great way to play them. And I'm sure Joe can confirm this. N64 games look pretty rough on an HD screen.
I mean, I just set my aspect ratio to 4:3, and it's not bad at all.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, for when I was playing it on my screen, it was very, I don't know. It just
I'll
looked
confirm that if I'm like sitting
rough.
up close to my TV, because I have a 55-inch TV right behind me, the guys could see, but
Mhm.
I like lay back in my bed, so I'm across the room, and I'm playing it on the TV. So
Across
it
the room,
feels like-
squinting. I remember this. It looks just as good as it was when I was a kid. Yeah.
I mean, pretty much. And then I also have like a smaller TV to the side. It's like a 32-inch. That if something looks a little weird on the big TV, I just run a RCA jack over to that one and it call it a day.
Dude. I booted up the 64 a couple of years ago, and I was like, this is going to be great. I'm going to play this game. And I could not tell where the character ended and the environment began.
Bravo.
I thought I was going crazy.
Bravo, you were here in May, like in Pittsburgh, and we were over at Uncle Skeeter's, and we were playing the 64, and
No,
you were having a blast.
It was just that specific game. I'm just being a goof. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. What was that? NBA Jam?
NBA Jam, and we played Mario Tennis.
Yeah,
the game
amazing,
you just-
amazing. Great time.
And it's so much fun to just sit down and like play with friends. And now we could just do it in Discord.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, man. Have you talked to Skeeter about this?
No, I haven't, but
Yeah, man,
I will.
Does he? He's got a Switch.
He does.
Yeah, we'll all have to play. That'll be a lot of fun.
So does the old monkey boy.
Mm-hmm.
Just I guess to finish up with this, realistically, all the games that are coming out are literally all bangers. I mean, there isn't even a dull one there. I think Pokemon Snap's huge. Mario Golf, probably the weakest one out of these. But Kirby 64, Paper Mario, Banjo-Kazooie, they're all great. Majora's Mask clearly is.
They're
the best one
literally
that was.
just like taking every game that's I've been trying to buy over like the past 6 months, and they're just like, "Here you go, Joe. Here you go, Joe. Here you
Yeah.
go." And I'm just thank you, popping into.
So this is the time that I'm gonna bring it up. All right, I think this is conspiracy theory time. Okay, I think Nintendo is finally strapped for cash enough that they're like, okay, we have to do something, and they dug into the vault and they're like, do you think people will like these games? And it's Ocarina of Time, all these other people are like, yes, please give that to us. I'm like, how much should we sell them for? $5? $10? And then, like, Nintendo, you're $3 billion in debt. You have to sell these games for a
Here's what
fair
we don't
amount.
They didn't announce the price point.
Yeah.
What's coming? $200 a month.
I will pay it straight up. I would pay it.
You
They're
take
like, we're strapped, baby. $200 a month.
you take 4 weeks vacation. You pay the subscription. You play every single game, beat every single game, and then drop your sub.
But here's the thing: I would pay $200, take 4 weeks vacation, and play Ocarina for all 4 weeks,
Heck yeah.
and I would have a wonderful time and not bat an eye at it.
All right. Well, I think we've gone enough on the N64 and Genesis, which it by far was the biggest announcement. I think. I don't think there was anything even remotely close to it. So hats off to Nintendo for
Finally listening. Finally.
doing such a really cool thing. Honestly, the next few were pretty cool too. I don't know if you guys know anything about these ones, but we're going on to Shadowrun Trilogy, which these are classics. And when I say classics, I don't know much about them, but I know that they're well-known older games. I think it looks really cool. Honestly, I don't know how they exactly play, but I would try it out. What do you guys think?
Shadowrun is a really cool IP that I've never been able to get my hands on, so I'm interested to play it. It's Fantasy Cyberpunk. I literally play that every single week. I play Fantasy, I play Cyberpunk. It's like it's like the bread and butter to my weekly life. So I really think I could really like that game.
Mm-hmm. Joe, you have anything to add to it?
I'm interested in it. It's definitely not the first thing I'd be going towards, but it's something that I probably get my hands dirty with.
So after that, this one I was really surprised about, the Castlevania Advance Collection.
Oh baby, Castlevania.
Another
Yes.
that's one I'm actually really excited for because we went over this last time. I've never played the Castlevania games.
When I saw the dog, this is a very niche thing, so I'm probably losing everybody here, but they showed the trailer and then like they were cutting between different boss fights and they showed the dog and like I had flashbacks to me like banging my head against this thing because it like takes up the whole like boss room and you have to like jump on these platforms to get around it. Oh man, I just can't wait to use my adult fingers to beat that guy up. I feel like my reaction time's gotten a lot better. I can think about it. Who knows?
Yeah. Here was the neat thing to me. One, they dropped this bad boy as it released, like literally that day.
Yeah, it's
they
out.
dropped it. And it's on, I believe, everything too. So it's not just Nintendo. So if you're a fan of it, go grab it. And the featured games, if you don't know, are Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, Castlevania Aria of Sorrows, and also Castlevania Dracula X for the SNES. So this was out of nowhere, and realistically too, even though Konami doesn't do anything, right? They haven't like made an actual game, I feel like, in ages. But they put out these collections because they have, I mean, they're sitting on big IPs. Okay. Listen, Konami, we willed Nintendo to do this. Okay. I'm gonna will you to do the same thing. Give me a Silent Hill collection for anything. I don't care what it's. You could put it on a freaking toaster. Okay. I want a Silent Hill collection for modern day, consoles and whatnot. Anyways,
Dude, I want a Silent Hill remaster.
yes, give me Silent Hill 1 remastered. That's what I want.
Dude, I
And
would
then
pay
3.
I would pay a lot of money for that. Wink
pay-
wink for whoever's in the channel here
Yeah.
putting the big wigs to work for what we say, but
Yeah.
I would
Todd,
pay
I'm
a
looking at
lot
you.
of money. A lot of money. I just paid a lot of money for the regular one, original
Mhm.
first game. I would pay a lot of money for a remaster.
Yeah, so that I do think that was actually a really big announcement. I don't know what the price point is. I'm guessing $20. I'd probably end up picking it up at some point. But then we also got ActRaiser Renaissance. So the ActRaiser games were pretty big on the Super Nintendo, and it was a side scroller game, but then also like a Sim City style God, whatever you call that, right? That where you play as God or whatever, and then you can like build stuff and whatnot. Game was really, really popular actually, so I would actually try this out depending on price point too. I don't know if this is coming out on other consoles as well, but as I said, Switch is definitely coming back strong for me.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on the old ActRaiser boys?
I don't actually have an opinion on the next 3 games. They're just not something that I've ever crossed my path.
Mm-hmm. Joe, same for you.
I don't know much about ActRaiser.
All right. So this is probably gonna move quick here. These next few. Deltarune Chapter 2 came out. Also, same thing. I feel so it's a guy that made the Undertale game. So he released Deltarune Chapter 1 a while ago. And I think they're all free, honestly, and they have this cult following. I've never even tried it. I don't know much about it. people
Yeah,
are excited. If it's for you, you know, I'm glad that you're getting the next chapter. So cool for
yeah. I had to watch the trailer for that twice because I was like waiting for the trailer to start, and then it ended, and I was oh okay, that's all the information they're gonna give me. All right,
yeah,
weird.
not much. So Joe, anything, or you want me to go next?
You can go next.
And I'm taking a wild guess. None of you guys know anything about this either. So they did a rapid fire right after this of like 5 to 6 games, real quick in succession. The only things I saw were like Shin Megami Tensei 5 and I think like Rune Factory 5 or something. I
Yep, Rune Factory
didn't.
5, Wreckfest, and then arcade Pac-Man, like the arcade
Yeah.
version of Pac-Man. Wreckfest is cool, but I don't think I would play it on the Switch. I don't know.
Yeah, didn't do much for me. You know, it's neat, like I said, for somebody out there.
Yeah, so we're finally going to get to the core of the podcast, the literal heart and soul of this episode.
Yeah.
Chris
You want to
Pratt.
take this?
Yeah. Just that man, Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I Nintendo, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to yourselves? You are, and this is what I was going to call back to, Joe, whenever you made the comment about like releasing things the same day that they announced them. They announce a full-length animated Mario movie that's releasing in the US holiday 2022, and it stars all these like A-list actors that don't seem like they would fit the role very well, like Chris Pratt playing Mario, Anya Taylor-Joy playing Peach, which is the lead actress in the chess game, or the chess game TV show in Netflix. I can't remember the name.
That
of
show
it.
was really good. What
Queen's
was that?
Gambit.
It was really
Yeah,
good.
Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, Queen's Gambit. It was really good. But she
I liked
doesn't.
her a lot.
She
I
probably
wanna just
fits the
announce
role
another
of
thing.
Peach, or her role best, but not like there's a lot of.
No. There is one that fits it way better. Way better. And it's
We'll get there.
Luigi is Charlie Day.
I really like Charlie Day.
I do too.
And whenever I get excited, like really excited, people say that I sound like him. Like my voice like inflects the same way his does or whatever. That was like probably the best compliment I ever got in my life.
He
and
peaked
then
at that moment.
yeah, I peaked.
I don't know. I see Charlie Day as more of a Waluigi.
Yeah, and then Jack Black playing Bowser, Keegan Michael Key playing Keegan Michael Key from Key and Peele playing Toad, and Seth Rogen playing Donkey Kong. Like, what the heck are you guys like?
It's wild.
Look, I'm all for like creativity and weirdness, Nintendo. I live my life that way, but this.
I just want to point out
Are
the
you guys being
original
bullied?
voice actor of Mario is still alive.
Yeah, Charles Martinet is actually going to be in the movie as a cameo type role, and the only thing I can think of,
Like, if he's not playing Mario or any of the characters that he does, what is he doing? Is he just showing up and he's like, "Hey, what's up?"
so here's my guess. It's gonna be like a Toontown or like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where it's like quote unquote animated, but it's not, and they do some kind of weird Nintendo spin where it's live action and animated, and there's like, I don't know, a brief moment where it's cartoon Mario, but then he gets transported to real world and it's Chris Pratt. I don't know.
Just give me Chris Pratt dressed up as like a plumber doing everyday plumber work with like a M hat on.
And he goes to somebody's house and like, sometimes you just wipe and wipe and wipe and wipe. It's like a marker down there.
I got a plant coming up out of this pipe in my floor.
Oh man!
I guarantee the voice actor, I don't remember his name, but I guarantee he says something like "It's a me, Mario."
Oh
as,
yeah.
like, reference to Chris Pratt.
Maybe he's gonna like go over to Chris Pratt and be like, "No, this is how you say it." And then he like tries it, and he's like, "No, like this." And he tries it again. And he's like, you know what? I'm out.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's gonna be weird, and I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. So they announced it. It's coming holiday 2022. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else to say about it. I think it's kind of cool though. I mean, I'll probably watch it.
I think
see
they
how
timed
is.
it well. That way, I'll just be like coming down off the high of Ocarina on Switch, and I'll be
Yeah.
hit me with the movie.
Joe will finally come out of his cave, and he's like, I better stretch my legs now and go to the movies or something.
Hey,
So
I liked the live action Mario of what, like the 90s or whatever, whenever it came out. I
The
can't even
porno one?
remember. Like early 90s.
I'm just I was kidding, Rob.
What did you say?
I said like the porno one.
Oh yeah. That one for sure.
Oh man. All right, so we'll move forward. We only have two more announcements left that they said. So the first one was Splatoon 3. They showed off a little bit more of that. I believe we saw this also at E3. It looks like more of Splatoon. I like the idea of Splatoon, but I never got into it. That's all I can really say about it.
Yeah, I like the Splatoon world. If you're a listener, you know that I like Splatoon. But this game seems like a Destiny 2, right? So whatever they're going to add to Splatoon 3 could have been an expansion for 2, unless they, add like different areas to walk around in, which isn't really part of the game, but it kind of is. Like, I don't know. If it's not $60, I'll probably pick it up and play it, but only if my friends that play it are still going to pick it up and play it. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a maybe for me.
I would say that's the only problem is nowadays, even though yes, I am against a lot like the Maddens, right? Where it's like every single year they release a new Madden, and it's just like a roster update. It seems like they should do, and I feel like it should just be one of those games where it's like it's just called Madden, and then every year you pay X amount of money to get the update for it.
And I could see like every 5 years or something, they re-release it like on a different engine or like upgraded whatever to keep up with the times. But come on, guys, every year.
But it is tough because it's one of those things where I mean, Left 4 Dead. I remember Left 4 Dead was probably the first game I remember getting this backlash for it, where they were like, "This could have been DLC," because Left 4 Dead 2, they added some stuff where where you could like shoot off the limbs, and you could like they added melee weapons, the maps, whatever. They actually ended up adding all of the Left 4 Dead 1 maps, I think, in Left 4 Dead 2, if I'm not mistaken, or that could have been the PC version I'm thinking of, but nonetheless, I remember a lot of people being like, I feel like they're just milking me for my money. And this can kind of go with anything. I mean, Mortal Kombat games, why even make a Mortal Kombat game anymore? Like, they could just keep adding characters.
Yeah,
So if you shut up.
Why the sports community continues to buy the same game over and over again is just, it baffles me every year. And it's got some of the worst loot box, like parasitic type mechanics in the game. It's just ridiculous.
I just buy a sports game like one. So I'll buy if I want a Madden, I'll get this year's Madden, and then I'd get next year's NHL, and then the year after is FIFA, and then the year after is NBA, and then like do a 4-year cycle. That way, it's the game feels new by the time I get it.
Heck yeah.
Because I could literally go play like Madden 18 right now, and someone has an update out there with modern rosters, so there's no need.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And finally, the last game they actually showed was Bayonetta 3. I've never played a Bayonetta game. I don't really care too much about Bayonetta myself. What do you guys think?
I played Bayonetta, I think it was 2, and that game was... Oh, never mind, I'm thinking it was a different game. I never played Bayonetta, so ignore me. I was thinking of like the Xenoblade Chronicles, and I was putting Bayonetta like cover with that word art above it, and I was like, yeah, that's it. No, it's not. But I don't know much about Bayonetta. I know it's a huge franchise that I have friends who are very, very passionate about that series and have been trying to get me to play it for a while. Um, Pending how this one releases, maybe I end up picking up the first one and giving it a go.
My old roommate, shout out to Jayhawk, played all the Bayonettas in one fell swoop from start to finish that he could, and I watched a whole bunch of it. And Bayonetta is a pretty cool story, pretty cool enemies and characters, and like, I don't know when I learned it, but I learned that her outfit was her hair, and I'm like, all right, this is interesting, I guess. And then like all of her abilities are just her hair like extended from her. It's so weird. But yeah,
It's kind of
sure.
surprising that it's like a Nintendo franchise now
Yeah.
because
They're-
it's definitely sexualized, you know?
they on one hand Nintendo's like, we don't want to see like blood and combat and like put Pokemon up against each other and like have them fight. And on the other hand, it's like sexualizing, every aspect of a character. So whatever, man. Bayonetta's cool. Whatever.
It's Japanese fan service. What do you
Yeah.
expect?
I'll watch it from a distance, but I'm not gonna pick up 3 because I haven't played the others.
Yeah, that's the same boat I'm in. If I'm gonna pick it, like get into it, I'm gonna start from the beginning.
I will say that watching the trailer, I was like trying to figure out what the game is. I'm like, okay, some kind of like Power Ranger game because it starts off with a big anime type thing. And then Bayonetta shows up, and I'm like, all right, weird. And then she spawns a giant dragon, and now the dragon's fighting the big guy, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? This is over the top. But I guess that's what Bayonetta is, so good for them.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's about it. I don't have much else. The only thing I'll add to Bayonetta thing is maybe if there was like a full collection, 1 to 3, down the road, that'd be kind of cool to pick up. But it's kind of all I got. Anything else for you guys?
Ocarina's on Switch.
Yeah, Joe. This is basically I think this is kind of neat too. I got my Diablo 2.
I know.
I got Diablo 2 Resurrected, and the day it came out, Ocarina of Time's coming out.
And now Brad is not gonna hear the end of it. Like, we thought Brad was bad talking about Diablo coming out. Like, me and Bravo are sitting here like, Jesus Christ, please shut up. We don't care that much. But now these poor men in this Discord with me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I like Ocarina of Time. I also like Diablo 2. And, whenever Ocarina finally drops in October, they're going to announce Civilization Call to Power on every platform.
It's gonna be torture.
We'll just end the podcast and
because we're like, yep.
We'll just
know.
go play
We're all in different sections, and we're all. The only difference is we're actually logged into Discord, and I'm like, what room did I get here? And then Joe's like, I don't know what the hell you're doing in the Ocarina of Time that you're going to talk about.
More carrots.
He's like, oh, I got rupees. I'm in India.
And then I'm just listening to caveman music.
And
Civilization.
Bravo's just
over
making
there
Excel
like-
sheets.
Filling every single cell with a single unit so other units can't invade me because they can't land anywhere on the island.
And then Bravo has his like tribal war drums. He's just banging.
Anyways, gang, if you made it to the end of this podcast, we actually love you. Like, from the bottom of our hearts, absolutely love you. And if you want to go ahead and comment under the YouTube video with just like what you think of the Nintendo
Ocarina on Switch,
Nintendo 64 and Sega coming to Nintendo, are you gonna buy the expansion?
Ocarina on Switch.
What's your price point? Just give us your thoughts on that. And obviously tell Joe that Ocarina is not that great of a game. You can yell at us on Twitter at envision_org. You can email us at envisiongamingpodcast@gmail.com. We respond to all comments, even the main ones. So have a nice day.
Win back game of the year.
Ocarina on Switch.
Ocarina.